Hello, my amazing Legacy X group. How are we all doing today? Yeah, just amazing that we've started our 30-day Grow Your Impact Challenge. We can actually grow to be the person that we are called out to be. So that's the day Grow Your Impact Challenge. And like I've been doing in the past couple of weeks, I've been coming in onto this Facebook Live and talking about our three pillars. So this group is all about those three pillars. The first pillar is all about global connections. So we really believe that if you have to grow, its proximity is power. So hence, then the last is all about high performing or performance leadership. How do you actually be a ebook? So anybody at the end of actually seeing and they want to be part of the ebook, just let me know, and I'm happy to actually share the ebook with you. So that's good. So let me actually share my screen because I really want to do that. As you can see, perfect. So hopefully you can see my screen here. Just let me know. Yep, that's perfect. Below this video that I want this ebook, and I will only send it to those people who actually direct mails that come into you, right? So we have definitely evolved over a period of time, and it's always about how do you be effective. And the best or most effective way is to you're generating leads, but also hitting targets and sales revenue. So the whole sales process, it didn't come naturally to me, and I was never the pushy, salesy. I always would love to have or be the trusted advisor. So I used to follow up with my prospective clients, and and they that they tell me that they were never bothered by my calls because I never come from a pushy perspective. I always call in and genuinely, if they have got a baby or it's a wedding anniversary, I generally call and wish them and treat them as my own. That's on this. So LinkedIn, if you're not on LinkedIn, is an important platform because it has now almost 740 million members with over 55 million registered companies, right? Just imagine if you are a sales, if you are an account manager, if you're trying to grow your business, LinkedIn is a platform if you really want professionals, right? Facebook, LinkedIn is a professional Facebook, right? So that's very, very important, and that's where you have 90 million of these users are senior level influencers, and 63 million are in the decision making positions. So you have marketeers, you have B2B content marketeers, and 63 million are in the decision making positions. So that's the level of people that are mentioned there. So now it's all about LinkedIn for lead generation. So you need to first understand who's your ideal customer avatar. So unless you understand who is your ideal customer, again, if you could be working from a professional perspective, you need to know who that is. So even if they're male or female, young or old, married or single, CEO, CFO, you need to have clarity. And then you need to know what is a problem you are solving for them. And if you can clearly define this in one line, then it makes finding you a lot much easier. So, for example, mine is I help people improve their sales performance and scale to a six-figure income using heart-centered sales process. Or you could say I help employees get out of the rat race and help them achieve financial freedom by giving them my success blueprints to start their consulting business. Right? So it is about who your audience and how do you help them using your process or your strategy. And how can you attract them to you? That is a question, right? That is really, really important. That how can you attract them through your content? And hence we say about its content is king. So rather than me following up or me being very pushy, I do the like you. So think about it. If you're looking for someone who can solve your problem, what would be some keywords that you will type into Google search? So you need to have a strategy. Without a strategy, there's no point in doing anything. So, and from my experience, the best way to attract your ideal client is by creating content that serves them. So that's really, really important, right? It should always be out of service. Hence, the whole my concept is SaaS, right? Sales as an act of service. So it's solving their problems and adding value to their experience. So when people read articles written by you and watch videos created by you, then you demonstrate your subject matter expertise. It's That's how you add authority or become an authority, becoming a key person of influence, that you get positioned in their mind and heart as an authority figure. But then the question is, you will have experience in your micro niche as a team mentor that will back up all your claims. But then the thing is to be patient. So hence the reason why you need to ensure that you promote that onto your LinkedIn profile. So first, get the right headshot, something that's really very good sales leader. You need to come from the heart as well. So, and it should speak, so it's very simple words. So I put in my logo in there, and also I put in the my I help statement as well. So as you can see, it builds trust. And then it is about the building trust with a LinkedIn profile. So your name is actually your brand name. So Joby Matthew is my name, so that's why it's there. So people, don't put your initials, don't put your acronyms or whatever. Put your name, and that is your display name, and that is your actual brand name as well. So many people don't see it this way, and that's where they go wrong. So you need to know what is the name that you want to be known professionally, and that's what you need to put it there, and use a headline section to your advantage. So this is the first, where the eyeballs come to, is what do people want to see. So they, as soon as people see your picture, your background image, your name, is to precisely let people know what you do. So this is a 11-second elevator pitch, right? So heart center sales mentor, sales coach, growth strategist, leading a revolution of authenticity, integrity, and substance in the sales profession. And then is a profile description. So now that is, if you have your goal is to let people come to your profile description, and now if you have done that, you've got a good headshot, you've got mentioned it right, especially from your name and your headline section. And now if the people are coming to your profile description, now you have 2,000 words to describe your ability and the problems that you solve for your clients. And the best part is 40% of your description text shows up, and people scroll through your LinkedIn profile. So only a role for a long time. So I'm a credible person. So you need to ensure you align that and show that where it is important that you come in and you understand. So yeah, so it's all about, do you remember the last time you went to a doctor? So you actually paid a doctor, an expert, so that they could solve your problems. So that's what you want to be. You want to be a problem solver. You want to be a solution finder for the problems of your clients. And that's a kind of confidence that you have to cultivate in your prospective communication. That of course I can solve your problem because I've been there, done that. I've got client testimonials, and I have that experience. And that is that authority that you have built over a period of time. Hence, that'll only come when you operate from the heart. So if you have the best interest for your clients at heart, you're there to serve, because a doctor is there to serve the patient. So doctor doesn't feel that he's being judged, or he doesn't have that victim mentality. He has a victim mentality. He knows that he's got that experience, he's got that education, and he knows that he's there to solve the problem. So that's the mentality that you need to have as well. So the first is sales is service. Sales has all been about what's in it for me than you, right? It's always about the salesperson than for the client. And sometimes as salesperson, we are more concerned about meeting our sales revenue targets than serving our prospect, right? So here it's a complete shift. We're all about, sometimes we are focusing too much on our products, our services, and we are more about our products and features and benefits than about the need or problem of our customer. So that's the primary reason why many salespeople fail to crack more deals. So instead of focusing on ourselves and the spotlight on us, if you just turn and put the spotlight on the client, their needs, their wants, their budget, who's the authority, do they have a genuine need? Is it a timely project that they want to, something that they want to achieve? And offer. Once you understand, like a doctor understands what the symptoms are, what the problem is, what the root cause is, and then if you provide a solution or product and offer, then it makes it sense. Then only can it become fruitful and you're serving the client. So this will not only help you create long-lasting clients, but also bring a lot of referrals along the way. So sales should be about providing valuable service to our prospects, irrespective of whether they buy from us or not. So it's really important that we understand that whether that you provide value or help, or whether you trick them to buy your products, they'll decide whether you will get any referrals. So the best way is if you serve from the heart, if you give them, understand the problems, and you get a good customer experience, for sure they're going to give you a good referral. But imagine if it's the other way around, that they completely cheated me, the customer experience wasn't great. So that's why it's really important to be known. What do I want to be known for? Do I want to be known for a person who's a trusted advisor, or do I want to be a sales guy who's just pitching products down a client's throat? So the choice is yours. Make a decision, a wise decision, and always serve and provide value. So 4 pillars of sales success. Pillar one is social prospecting. So that is so important that every time you need to be prospecting, and that also from LinkedIn. Now you have a good LinkedIn profile, you need to be connecting with like-minded people. So if you're looking for, as you said, if you're a teen mentor, and if you want to connect with other schools, you need to connect with the principals, vice principals, deputy principals, head of primary, head of secondary. And on LinkedIn, you have the opportunity of doing that. So that's called social prospecting. And you need to use social media to your. So I would say LinkedIn is what a phone call, sorry, was to 80s or 90s. So starting conversations on LinkedIn, especially inquiring about the prospect's pain points, inviting them on a call, are the new age prospecting strategies. So if you have not talked to one new person today, then you're doing it all wrong. So every day you need to be ensuring you're talking to at least a new person. So I've coined the term social prospecting. It's the only way to make you aware that your future client is looking for help somewhere on social, and you need to show up. You need to step up so that you in front of them, that they see you, so that then you can provide a solution to their problem. That's social prospecting. The next pillar of sales success is sales as act of service. So I'm sure you would have got calls where they go non-stop talking about their product or service, right? And especially credit card, they don't even say hello. So you need to ensure that next time you are on a call with a prospect, make sure that you listen first. So in my what I teach my clients is it's in 100%, it's 70% you listen, 30% you talk. So that's being a listener, because you need to understand. See, think about a doctor. Does doctor talk the most, or is it the patient? Because you need to know what the problem is. You need to know what the pain point is. So make sure you listen first, and then see if you have anything relevant to offer them. Pillar three is defining the outcome. So once you've identified what the prospect actually needs, define the outcome in clear terms. So for example, if you're a tech company and your prospect needs an e-commerce website, tell them to the prospect that their requirement is. So you're giving them a summary and paraphrasing so that they do not have unrealistic expectations from you. The way to reiterate is this. So customers to buy the products online is a quality website, loads fast, and is impressive looking. So you're giving them, sharing them with the information that they're after. And this way, the customer knows that additional services such as SEO, traffic generation, maintenance are all part of your scope, and something that you as a vendor will not be responsible for. So once you and the prospect are both on the same page, then the project runs smoothly. So that's important. And the last pillar, which is important for sales success, is the construct process. So now you've defined the outcome with the prospect. The next step is to document all the discussed deliverables. Now, this is where you need to put all the out of scope items so then there's no surprises, especially for a client. So put all the pricing terms, payment schedules, timelines of the project in a document and get the contract signed off from the prospect. So now you've ensured that exactly you paraphrased, you've understood the requirements correctly, the sign off. So this process will be based on business to business, as you can understand. If you're a coach, if you are in education, if you're in health, it's all different, but you get the overall gist. And it's also important that you follow the process and leave less room for error. So the 6-step sales process, again, which is really, really important, rapport building, right? That's very much important. So you need to ever happen that you opened your heart to someone who you have not built a rapport with. So someone, again, those credit card companies, if they come in and they just have a conversation, can you actually have a conversation, right? It's not ideal, right? Especially if you have not built a rapport with. So then, how do you expect a prospect to share their problems, pains, roadblocks? It's impossible to make a sale without building rapport. That's your first step in sales process. And rapport building does not need days, weeks, years. It can be built in the first call itself. It can be in the first second, couple of few seconds of your interaction with the client. And it needs intent from your end to build a rapport first with the prospect before proceeding to your offerings. So sometimes rapport can be built by coaching prospects in their domain, so you have expertise. Sometimes by mirroring their experiences and narrating your similar experiences. And I've been there. I felt it. This is something that I have felt, have done in my experience as well. And it's about finding something common that you both can laugh at. That's it. It's very, very simple. Rapport building, and then it's about listening intently. It's speak less and listen more, as the image says. So once you've built a rapport with them, the next point is into the prospect's problem. So some salespeople will jump at the opportunity and suggest their product and service in your area, such that whatever conversation that you're having with the prospect, you're able to provide solutions like an authority, an expert, and not as a newbie or was not being able to provide any solutions. So you need to upgrade your thoughts and become a mentor. So next, step 4 is detach. So this is where the sales team should be in such a mental space that now they're able to detach themselves from the sales because they've actually built rapport, you've understood the client's needs, and now you've already given them the solution. So now detach yourself from the sale. Because sometimes when you get connected, when you're so overly, you need the sale, you'll become very desperate. And the client can smell that if the sales professional is desperate or not. So if you can detach yourself from the outcome, from the sale, and be completely focused on solving the prospect's problems. There could be very well be times when the sales team does not have any solution for the prospect's problems. And in that case, it's about telling them the truth. And instead of selling them something that they might not prefer or might burn them, it would be better to refer the proposal crisp and easy to follow. So, and then the last step is reconnect, follow up. So they say money is in the follow up. So if you have followed the process above, 80% of the time, you would get the offer and the prospect would stay connected with you. So they'll come back to you saying that I want to take up your offer and your solution because you've built trust with the client. But if it happens that there's no response from the prospect, then a follow up is required because you just need to know. And to be really honest, because you don't want to waste your time or their time. So instead of assuming that the proposal has been rejected or that the prospect is not interested, assume that the prospect could have gotten busy in something more critical. So follow up with the prospect in 2 days and make sure they got your proposal. Then ask them if they have any questions about your proposal. So if they need any more information, then provide them and be in that serving mentality. But if they reject the offer or decide to go with someone else, then be kind enough, saying that I'm stepping back and saying that, it was a privilege, honor to serve you. And please ensure that you get connected to someone else and ensuring that they reach their goals. And they will be definitely be open to amazing process. So can't wait to see you in the next week for our amazing masterclass. Till then, see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.